I'm married and my husband is in the house right now. So when I make YouTube videos, I have to tell him to not come out and not come in the frame. This plant is really distracting me. He's actually in the bedroom right now, all locked up with noise cancelling headphones on, so his wife can fight patriarchy, one YouTube video at a time. So in this video, I'm going to. Oh. So I decided to make this video because I get a lot of DMs from my female audience where they ask me if their boyfriend is being patriarchal because he's doing some XYZ things. In fact, one of the most common questions I get is my boyfriend being patriarchal if he expects me to take his surname after we get married? So in this video, I'm going to help you understand if your boyfriend is yay or nay, also known as whether he's a misogynist or not. I'm going to be talking about this on the basis of all the work that I've done as a therapist on the internet, from the DMs that I get, from comment sections, from the clients that I see in therapy, and also my personal opinion as a person. This video is not a replacement for therapy, so in case you want therapy, feel free to contact my team of therapists at thefriendlycouch.com. Also, please don't blindly follow this video. This is not direct advice, especially for you, because I can't possibly know what you're going through, what you are like, what your situation is like, what your boyfriend is like, what your parents are like, everything. What I say may or may not apply to you. Plus, I believe that the only person who knows best for what you should be doing for your relationship is you. Not me, not some random person, not your best friend. You. And nobody should decide what you do with your life. This video is more like helpful suggestions. This plant, I will kill it. Sorry. This video is going to be more of helpful suggestions that might help you in the long term in your relationship. So let's get into it. First, let's clear the basic definition of what a misogynist is. The Cambridge Dictionary states that it is a person, usually a man, who hates women or believes that men are much better than women. Now, please know that if your boyfriend is a misogynist, he may not always go around saying, I'm a misogynist, I love patriarchy. He might even say that he's a feminist, but he's actually a misogynist. You need to be careful as a woman. There are a lot of performative men out there who are pretending to be feminists but are actually misogynists. So, how will you know he's a misogynist? Don't believe his words. Believe his behavior because it speaks louder than his words. I sound so cool, oh my god. Please feel free to use this as a quote. Now, a very easy way to understand if someone is a misogynist is if they have double standards for men versus women. Now, what does that mean? It means that their expectations on how a man should live his life are vastly different from how they expect a woman to live her life. Another very easy way to know if a man is a misogynist is if he is a big fan of Animal or Kabir Singh. In that case, girl, run. So I don't think I'll be wearing a Mangal Sutra once we get married. How will people know you're married to me then, huh? You're mine. You don't wear a Mangal Sutra, so why do I have to? Men are different. Ooga booga. You will not understand. You see, the man's idea that women should be wearing Mangal Sutra comes from his notion that men are different from women. But there is no underlying logic to this. If you argue with him, you'll come to see that he doesn't actually have any real reasoning as to why a woman should be wearing Mangal Sutra, apart from the fact that she is a woman. That's not a good enough reason. There is no logic to that. This is a misogynistic double standard. Now you say that I should be the one getting pregnant and giving birth. Is it not misogyny that only women have to give birth? Yeah, because that's biological. Men and women are different biologically, not ideologically and emotionally and mentally. Do these men even think before coming up with these arguments? A lot of misogynistic men have this idea in their head that the women that they're dating are their property. And this, therefore, results in a lot of toxic behavior from their end. They're obviously not going to say that you are my property. They might even deny that they believe this. But you'll know that they think of women like this from their behavior and their opinions. For example, a woman taking a man's surname after getting married is rooted in the idea that the woman is his property. Because women are buildings apparently. And I'm not saying that this is how this ritual even came into existence. It's based on the legal reasoning that women are men's property. She is first her father's property, then she becomes the husband's property. A marriage in this sense is actually transferring of your property as a father to the husband of your daughter. A woman will never be an individual with her own name. Think about it. No woman in the entire world has ever been an individual with her own identity. She's always tied to a man, either her father or her husband. Which is really weird because women are the ones who give birth, like physically. So, logically speaking, the surname should be coming from women and not men. Now, if you and your boyfriend talk about this whole surname thing and he insists that you take his surname to prove your love for him, that's misogyny. Because somehow he doesn't need to take your surname to prove his love for you. It's the same with Mangal Sutra and all of these marriage symbols. In a more equal situation, both partners would be wearing a Mangal Sutra, or neither of the partners should be wearing a Mangal Sutra. In an equal world, both partners would get to keep the surnames that they are born with. That's what me and my husband have done. I got married, but I did not change my surname. My surname is still the same as my parents' surname. However, it is still my father's surname. It's not my mother's surname because she changed her surname after marriage. So, in the most ideal situation, me and my partner would probably take our first names and build a new surname so that it's not connected to any father or even any mother. So, for example, my name is Divija and his name is Amod. So, our surname would be like Divimod or Amodija, like Divija Amodija. Something like that. But unfortunately, it's really difficult to change your surname, and I don't want to do that. So I am stuck with the surname of a man. It's also not the norm to change your surname and make up a surname in India. The norm is that women have to change their surname after marriage, and for some reason, only women have to change everything once they get married. Men remain the same. Only a woman's identity changes. Misogynists have made up these random rules that women have to follow to prove their love for them. Yeah. Peepoo, peepoo. Oh, wait, my boyfriend is calling. Hold on. Hey, babe, can I call you later? I'm outside. Where are you? Oh, I'm out for lunch with my college friends. I told you about it. Neha, Aishwarya, Niyati, Prateek, Aarti. Prateek? Yeah. How can you go out with another guy? I'm not out with a guy, I'm out with my group of friends, and he is a part of our group. You know that. You need to leave now. But you hang out with girls all the time. It's different, Babu. Try to understand. I'm a man, you're a woman. It's very different. Leave now, or I will never talk to you again. If you love me, you will leave right now. This line, if you love me, you will do this, is a very common line that misogynists use. It's emotional blackmail. Like, if you don't do XYZ, I will believe that you don't love me. At the same time, he will do the same XYZ thing and be like, oh no, I'm allowed to do that because I'm a man. There we go again with the double standard, which doesn't make sense and is not rooted in any logic. The logic can't be, it's different, I'm a man. That's not logic, that's misogyny. If you look at the social norms in our Indian society and also in the world, patriarchy is everywhere. Rules regarding relationships are often rooted in misogyny. For example, men are often seen as cool boys if they hang out with a lot of girls. But if a girl is hanging out with a lot of boys, she's seen as a slut. But that does not make any sense. It's okay to hang out with the opposite sex even if you're in a relationship. That doesn't count as cheating. Only cheating is cheating. The same goes for a guy who is in a relationship hanging out with other girls. We do not need to sexualize every single encounter with the opposite sex. Because this idea is rooted in an ideology that women are gifts and they should be hidden from other men because they are property and only one man should be the property owner, and if another man interacts with the woman, then he will try to take the property from the first man, and then it's like two men fighting over their property. It's like a property dispute. Women are not gifts, they are not meant to be hidden. They're people, they're human beings just like men. I think Kuch Kuch Hota Hai did a lot of damage to how we see romantic relationships because they were like, प्यार क्या है? प्यार दोस्ती है. They promoted the idea that romantic love is friendship, but they didn't clarify that friendship is not always romantic love. Another example is when women are made to leave their house after marriage and they're expected to live with their husband's family. in their husband's house. That's also a misogynistic double standard because what is the logic in that? Don't women's parents deserve to be taken care of? A more healthy way of going about things after you get married would be to get a huge house with both parents living in the house and you all live happily ever after. Of course, that is not possible because a big house would be expensive and there are a lot of things that can go wrong in that situation. So better option is probably to live in your own house with your partner away from both sets of parents. You can be close to them but it doesn't have to be in the same house so that both the partners have to live a new life after marriage and not just the woman who has to leave her house and go to the guy's house. That's what me and my husband did. We both moved out of the house and we live in our own house away from our parents. But we love our parents and we take care of them and we meet them all the time. So it's not that big of a deal. Also, you don't have to live in the same house as your parents to take care of them unless they have some chronic problems. Anyway, the society's norm is to snatch the girl child away from her family after she gets married and just put her in the same house as the husband and his family, and then she has to sit and adjust to the way they live. It's quite difficult to do that as an adult when they already have a set of ways that they live in. For example, they might not eat the same type of rice that you eat, and then you find it weird to say that no, I want to buy a whole packet of other variety of rice and get it made specially for me. And slowly this will start getting to you as a woman and you'll start shrinking your choices and likes and dislikes for the family because doing something specially for you will be specially and it will not feel normal. It's like having to go out of your way to ask for things, for very basic things. If you discuss this with your boyfriend and he, even after listening to your perspective of how it's more difficult for the girl and also very unfair, if he still says that no, you should live with my family, then he's a misogynist. Because if he wasn't a misogynist, he would understand that this is not fair and he would not want to be unfair to someone that he apparently loves. You see, misogynists see their female partners like birds in a cage that they are controlling. They believe that if they don't control that cage for the bird will fly away. But that's not a healthy way of looking at a relationship. Is that what you're wearing? Yeah, I'm so happy. I absolutely love this skirt. I got it on discount. Yeah, I know why you're happy. Why? Because you want to show other men your lusty legs. Lusty legs? No, I just really like this skirt. If Pratik does something to you, don't come crying to me. I know you just want to cheat on me. It's cute, it was on discount. What is your problem? Why are you so obsessed with Pratik? If you love me, you will stop talking to Pratik. You are mine, not his. But how is this related to my skirt? A healthy relationship is one where your partner respects you and sees you as an equal, where they see you as an adult who can make your own decisions. A misogynist infantilizes his partner. He sees women as children. He sees his partner as an infant that he has to take care of and protect and make decisions for. This is rooted in the idea that women are dumb and men are smarter than them. It means that he thinks he knows better than her, that he needs to protect her from other men, that if something happens to her, it's because she did something wrong. And that's not nice because if something does happen, and by that I mean if Pratik does something to the guy's girlfriend, the problem is Pratik. Misogynists refuse to see men as the problem and they direct the blame to the woman. So if your boyfriend controls the kind of clothes that you wear, if he tells you not to wear skirts in the public, he actually believes in his heart that rape happens because of clothes and not because of the rapist. Because men are turned on by skirts apparently. They're not heterosexual, they're skirt sexual. Hide all the skirts, the men are coming. Also, as a side note, if skirts are meant for women, but then if men don't like it when women wear skirts, then why do skirts exist? Are they meant to be worn by men? Why aren't they wearing them then? So in case you've watched this video and you've realized now that your boyfriend is a misogynist, should you leave him? Hold up. You need to understand if he's actually a misogynist or if he just has sexist perceptions. If he's a misogynist, he will refuse to acknowledge your opinions and he'll just shut you down by saying men and women are different, or if you love me, you'll do this, or you're overreacting. He will not give weight to your opinions. As a girl and as a human being, you need to define your own boundaries first. So if you're not okay taking his surname after you get married, you need to put that out there. And if that is a really important thing for you, then it is a deal breaker and he'll have to live with it. You can have your own boundaries as a woman, and the boundaries are different for every woman. If you want me to make a video about my boundaries and the deal breakers that I see as a person, let me know. I'll make a video like that. But just know that if a man doesn't put you in the same position as he sees men, and if he doesn't give your opinions the same level of respect that you give to his opinion, then it's not a healthy relationship. It's an imbalanced one. And depending on you as a person and the things you've seen around you, you might feel trapped. You can't know if your boyfriend is a misogynist just from one situation. Red flags don't show up in just one situation. You can't just leave someone because of one thing. It depends, actually, that's debatable, because what if that one thing is him murdering someone, then maybe you will want to leave him. It's actually noticing how he responds in various situations. What is his pattern of behavior when it comes to disagreements with you, especially on things that are related to gender and you as a woman. A very important thing to see is how he reacts when you disagree with him. He obviously does not have to agree with everything you say, but he should respect your opinion and understand that you have a right to have opinions as a person. He should not be forcing his opinions on you and making you follow them, especially when it comes to misogyny. Because you, as a woman, are the one who is suffering because of misogyny and he is gaining from it. Which is why he needs to value your opinions more when it comes to the conversation of patriarchy, sexism, misogyny. This is not just a political opinion, nor is it like a small opinion. It's about your life as a woman. So he may disagree with you on other things, but with this, he has no option. Okay, like he has to listen to what you are saying because you're the one who's suffering from it. It's like, imagine two people. This person has an illness and this person doesn't. Now if this person keeps saying, no, what you're saying is wrong, you're not actually suffering, I will decide what you get to do and how you get to live with your illness, then it's unfair. And misogyny is actually a social illness. It is something we all suffer from. And there are small symptoms everywhere in every conversation, every discussion that we have. Now, some misogynists don't even know that they're misogynists. Like, not all men are out to get you, they don't all actively hate on women. But that's what they've learned from their surroundings and their conditioning. Maybe he doesn't know what it's like to live as a feminist, what it's like to not live with misogyny. Now, he may be a misogynist because he's brought up in such a way. Maybe he doesn't even know that he hates women. That's what happens to a lot of us, right? We're unconsciously hating on women till someone points it out to you, like, hey, that's actually patriarchal. But does this justify his behavior towards you? Until what extent should you accept his misogyny? The answer is really clear. He may be misogynistic, but if he refuses to hear you out and listen to your opinions regarding the misogyny simply because you're a woman, then it's going to be difficult to be with him. Every human deserves independence and freedom. These things must not go away just because you're a woman, just because you're a woman in a relationship, because they don't go away when you're a man in a relationship. You both should more or less be having the same kind of value systems. It's quite difficult to date someone if their value system is vastly different from yours. For example, if you're a strong feminist, it's going to be really hard to be with a man who is a strong misogynist. And when someone is an extreme misogynist, it's a little hard to change them because that's just their entire personality. So you have to decide whether it's worth the relationship to work on changing him over the years. Is it even worth it? And is it even fair? What would be healthy is both the partners come to a middle ground. It should not just be the woman adjusting just because she's a woman. You see, that's also a misogynistic double standard that a woman should just keep adjusting, but men don't have to. I'll just end this by saying that a healthy relationship is one where both partners feel heard, mostly heard, where they feel mostly happy. I say mostly because, of course, there's going to be fights and disagreements in all relationships. But it shouldn't always feel like you are against your partner, or they are against you, or they are against some third guy called Pratik. Did someone just say Pratik? Ooga booga. It should feel like it's you and your partner against the world. You deserve that. And there are men out there who respect women as much as they respect men. There are actual feminist men out there. Not all men are misogynists. I sound like the not all men, but not all men. And you have to believe that. There are men out there who are going to value your opinions, and it's important that you seek men like that. The only way to not date a misogynist is to not settle for a misogynist. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, bye.